James Forbes is now freed of all of the charges that were previously laid against him in 2014. The Court of Appeal has thrown out those charges that were laid against former senior police officer James Forbes. The appeal court has also ordered that the $800,000 fine that was paid by James Forbes, a former senior superintendent, be returned to him immediately. The ruling was handed down recently during a virtual sitting of the court. Forbes was found guilty of attempting to pervert the course of justice by senior resident magistrate Stephanie Jackson Hazley in 2014 after a trial in the court. The charge stemmed from a meeting that he admitted facilitating between businessman Bicknell and two police sergeants at his St. Andrew offices. The meeting was held 4 days after the two policemen arrested Bicknell for allegedly offering them $2,000 as a bribe during a traffic stop in East Kingston in April 2012. Prosecutors charged that during the meeting an agreement was reached to have the case against Bicknell, who was on bail, disposed of before it came before the court. Forbes, who was head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Community Safety and Security Branch at the time, insisted through his attorneys that no agreement was reached at the meeting and that he was not aware at the time that Bicknell had been formally charged. The ruling that should have been handed down to the three family members who pleaded guilty in relation to the hit that was placed on the life of Tamara Geddes at her house in Trelawney has been pushed back to next week, Tuesday. The hearing was scheduled for Friday in the Trelawney Circuit Court, but it had to be postponed. The woman who had passed away has a sister by the name of Nadine Geddes, who is 39-year-old, along with her daughters, one 22-year-old and another of 16, pleaded guilty to planning to take the life of Tamara Geddes in court on February 8th. The police had reported that at approximately 8:30 p.m. on June 19, 2020, Ms. Geddes and her youth were at home when a masked, dangerous individual forced his way inside the house and held them up. The dangerous individual proceeded to demand finances and then took $16,000 from Ms. Geddes and also took her 2 mobile phones. He then demanded intimacy, and when his request was denied, he opened shellings, hitting Ms. Geddes several times. She passed away immediately, and of course, he escaped the scene. Suspicions then turned to Ruddock and her daughters, who were subsequently arrested. They reportedly confessed to the passing and implicated 2 other persons, Shelley and Knott. Shelley has been accused of taking the life of Geddes in the presence of her youth. He remains in custody after being remanded by the court when he appeared on February 8th. Knott, who was also charged in connection with the passing, was freed by the court because there was insufficient evidence to tie him to the incident. After his release, Knott said that he was wrongly implicated in this matter. A passenger lost his life while traveling on a bus in St. Thomas. A St. Thomas man has lost his life following an incident that broke out on a bus that travels the downtown Kingston to Lialis route. The police are yet to confirm the identity of the man who passed away. Based on reports, close to 8 o'clock Thursday evening, a dispute developed between the man who was a passenger and the driver of the Toyota Coaster bus. On reaching the Albion community in St. Thomas, the dispute escalated and the male passenger allegedly pounced on the bus driver with a dangerous tool. The driver, who is said to be a licensed holder of a dangerous tool, then reportedly pulled that dangerous tool and issued shellings at the passenger. The man was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced by the medical team. It was later mentioned that the bus driver was an off-duty police officer and that he told investigators that he acted in self-defense. The incident has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations. A man who took the life of his ex-girlfriend in a serious incident must serve time before becoming eligible for parole. The Court of Appeal has affirmed that 40-year-old parole eligibility period imposed on St. Catherine man who had thrown some dangerous liquid on his ex-girlfriend and then set her on conflagration after he found another male at her house. Christopher Locke, who is now 41, was given some time in 2017 and ordered to serve 40 years before he becomes eligible for parole for taking the life of Sanchez Clayton, 24, in October 2011. Locke and Clayton were involved in an intimate relationship which started from she was a youth. She lost her life 3 months after she ended the relationship. Attorneys for Locke challenged the 40-year-old eligibility period, arguing that it was outside of the normal range of time that is normally given to these persons and was manifestly excessive. He did not challenge the conviction. However, the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions, which defended the appeal, countered that any reduction would be overly lenient. Prosecutor Andrea Martin Swaby outlined during Locke's trial that he turned up uninvited and unannounced at Clayton's home on October 30, 2011 and found another male at the house. The other man reportedly escaped from the house after they started a dispute. Locke told Clayton that he was going to take her life before leaving the house. He returned 15 minutes later with a bottle of a dangerous liquid and began chasing her around the house. When he caught up with her, he poured the liquid on Miss Clayton and then used an item to set her on conflagration. Well, these are some serious matters and some sad stories. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about all of the matters that have been discussed. Remember to take care of yourselves, be vigilant, remain alert, and be safe. Take care, have a good day, and goodbye.